welcome once again. All Takes Valid, episode 41. As always, I go by Trill Trayy. Joined once again with Spencer, SP21, and Vick. So, Vick, why don't you go ahead and give them a rundown of today's episode?
All right, so to all the fans that we have that follows the show, um, obviously you know the deal, how we do this. We all appreciate the feedback. We appreciate you know the discussions that y'all have, whether it's on the great sports debate or just in the comments below the videos. Um, just giving us feedback in terms of what better, etc. But again, like the video, comment down below on your thoughts of each video, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't done that. So with that being said, to start off, we will talk. We have three topics. The first one is Russell Wilson. We've been hearing about all the talk, as you see in Spencer's background. We're going to go over Russ's trade destinations. He had put out teams that he is interested in going to. We will be talking about that. The next topic we will be talking about is the tweets by the Ravens receivers this past season and even going into the off season. All in regards to a certain somebody, we will get into in depth about that. And then the final thing, last episode, for those that follow and have been following and watched episode 40, we talked about the first team, which we discussed. Oh, dang, I just had a brain fart on that one.
The Jags? The Jags.
The Jags. Yeah, I completely had a brain fart on that one. But we talked about the Jags state in terms of what they could do going forward to become relevant. Just what would they need to do in order to be trending in the right direction. So we'll be talking about that with the Jets today. So with that being said, again, Russell Wilson has stated that he's not saying that he wants to be traded, but he knows and he's not naive to not believing that the Seattle Seahawks will trade him or have had discussions of trading him. He said, and he has told the team that if he is to be traded, he has 4 destinations. He has the Dolphins, Jets, Saints, and the Raiders. So with that being said, Spence, what are your thoughts? Who do you think he will go to if he is allowed to be traded? And why do you think that's the best fit?
All right, let's just knock it out of the room. Of course, the orange and teal. Why not? But seriously though,
So hold on, because the list that y'all just had is a totally different list than his actual list.
Oh, which one was that?
His list is actually on Spencer's background. He said the Saints, the Bears, the Raiders, and Cowboys.
I guess
That first list that came out, that was just like somebody else said that, but his came out and actually clarified that those 4 teams, the Saints, Bears, Cowboys, and Raiders, is the only teams that Russell personally would go to.
Okay, so Saints, Bears, and
Raiders, and Cowboys.
Apologize about that. So yeah, again, Spence, what is the team that you expect him to be traded to if he is allowed to be traded? Because of course he has a trade clause in his contract, so he can't be traded to just any team. Obviously, those are the teams that he wants. So here's the team and the reason as to why that would be the best fit.
of course that orange. No, let's see. What team will make sense of all this? I do not want him in a Jerry Jones system. I don't want that. I don't want that. It won't happen, but I don't want that. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's do three possible. Well, there's four possibilities. We can go with the Saints, but let's see what the Saints want. Salary cap is a very big thing, even though Drew Brees is back to restructure his contract so they have more cap space. But I don't know. I mean, because when Drew is gone, the quarterback position is a very big, vital thing that they're going to address. Sure, you got Taysom Hill, but he's a gadget. I don't know if he can bomb it like that. So that's something in the air about that. Bears, of course, the Bears is looking to get a new quarterback. Nagy, I think the GMs of the Bears just gave up on Trubisky, of course, silently. They lost the Wentz race, so now they got to figure out who else is on the market that we can get to fix this quarterback problem. Because if we can fix that problem, we can fix this Allen Robinson problem. And once we can fix that problem, we'll be okay. But we'll see about that. The Raiders. I don't know. Because John Gruden's coaching style is almost like Pete Carroll, almost, except for that one play. So I don't know. Because John is not like Pete. Pete see Russ struggling, he's gonna keep Russ out there to try to build himself out of it. Gruden is like, if Russ struggling, oh no, you out. I don't care. So I don't know. And of course, Cowboys, no, just no.
So who's your team?
I'll say Saints.
What do you? Okay, so what would they
why?
have? What would they give up to get him? Is the question. It's not.
What would they give?
They have to.
They're gonna have to give up. Well, for the Seahawks, they're gonna have to give up either. I don't even know if they have any picks. To be honest with you, I know for Pete Carroll, it's gonna be some defensive players, of course. So maybe they'll think about Lattimore, maybe, because their secondary is definitely needing help. So somebody in the secondary definitely, because I think the Seahawks front is fine. Everything behind them, it's not so well. So of course Jamal is going to be there, but they're going to use him more of a pass rush. So I say like maybe Jenkins, Lattimore, maybe those players. I don't know if they have any picks.
If it's Jenkins, I wouldn't say that would even be a start because Jenkins is up there in years. He's more at the back end of his career, but he's definitely gonna have to add a lot more draft picks to that too.
Yeah, I say Gardner maybe. I just know somebody I know somebody in the secondary is gonna be part of that trade because I know that was one thing that the Seahawks is probably going to focus on defense is the secondary.
Well, one, they would have to absorb Russell Wilson's contract, and they're already cap struck, so they have to get rid of a lot to get him. So I really don't see the Saints being a good option. The Bears, though, for me, probably is the most likely out of all of them, just because you could just package Trubisky to go with him. Put Trubisky, a first-round pick, somebody on the defense. I wouldn't say it'd be Khalil Mack. Obviously, they would try to keep him, but somebody else on that defensive front definitely probably would have to get, absorbed into the trade to make it work.
Hicks? No, they might keep Hicks.
But then the other intriguing one to me that could work would be Dallas. Via a sign. It'd be a sign. It'd be a sign and trade.
Here's the thing. What Trayy is saying, it work.
Yeah.
Sign and trade who?
Dak.
You think Dak is going to be wanting to help out Dallas at this point after all the disrespect that they
He's
did.
gonna
Sadly,
gonna
he'll
be
have no
free.
choice.
He
I mean, he
has a
does have a
choice.
choice.
He has a choice. But
I mean,
What
yeah,
do-
He can do what Le'Veon Bell did.
well, how I would see it play out is basically they let him know, hey, Seattle's interested in signing you to a long-term deal. This is how it's gonna work. You signed a franchise tag. We're gonna trade you to Seattle for Russell Wilson. I think Seattle would probably want a first-round pick back as well, though, because I don't think a lot of people view Dak that way. They kind of feel like I think it would be kind of like a downgrade in a sense, getting Dak compared to Russell Wilson. So they probably would want a pick back. So you send a first and Dak to Seattle, and Russell Wilson goes to Dallas, and then Seattle would be able to then go ahead and restructure Dak and give him that long-term contract that he's looking for. That's probably one of the more likely, but out of all these are just some random teams to me. Like I don't.
Why the Raiders, Bears, and Saints in Dallas?
Because realistically, if you drop him in any of those teams, the Raiders still need to fix their defense. So Russell Wilson doesn't solve everything. Dallas, same thing. Just get Russell Wilson doesn't solve everything. The Saints would be good if they could make the cap work. The Saints are constructed pretty good.
Right.
You could drop him over there. And I mean, but again, what are you giving up? You're gonna lose Cam Newton to get him? Like, what are you gonna lose? What are you losing? And then the Bears, kind of the same thing. The defense is good, but I don't know.
I think the Bears can work because I don't know about the Bears salary cap. I don't know what's theirs, but if they can able to do it, and probably I know Russell's got to get absorbed, but if they still have left over, that could maybe bring Allen Robinson back, and that could work.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, though, like I know part of this is it's not just Russell Wilson, but he's married to Sierra, who is an entertainer, and she wants to be in a different, a better market than Seattle. Makes sense for her work too, right? So looking at some of these teams, though, it just doesn't make New Orleans.
Not these. I mean,
Dallas maybe.
I mean, that's the only.
Las Vegas.
Vegas is probably the only biggest market, but like other than Dallas, but these are not really.
Yeah, Like, Miami would have made sense to me. Like that's a town, or something like that.
Or yeah.
But again, these are his preferred destinations.
I got you.
From him.
Go ahead.
But yeah, Vic, what you think?
So I know Spence has been saying, obviously, I think all of us would agree, even though disappointed in you, Trey, that you would even say Dallas Cowboys. But I get it. Makes sense.
On paper, it makes sense.
It's the type of move that Jerry Jones would do.
Yeah. But I just don't see it. The only reason why is just because I feel Dak is not trying to give Jerry Jones any kind of leverage. Not because as we've all been hearing, he has all the leverage in the world right now by being on the second year of a potential franchise tag. I don't know how. I mean, obviously, I know there's a sign and trade. There's different kinds of tags that you can have, but I just don't see Dak trying to pull any favors for the Dallas Cowboys at this point, especially how they've viewed him, treated him, and just having. Even though he is asking for quite a bit of money, but we all know like sometimes you might not be the best player. But you might get money that's great money compared to what you probably should have probably gotten. So you basically saying like, every year we see contracts where somebody gets paid more than the next person. And they may not be better. That's just how the market works. But to answer the question, I would say the Saints logically would be the best one, and that ultimately goes down to Drew Brees' contract, and I don't know the whole cap hit and all that stuff, how it worked, but Cam Jordan possibly being somebody that they trade, put in as a package to trade for Russell Wilson. But of course, I'm not rooting for that, but I think that's the best fit because they do have Trey Hendrickson, I think that's his name, which led the Saints in sacks last season. Not saying that Cam Jordan is expendable, but if depending on if it save them cap space and whatnot, Drew Brees, restructuring his contract could help out, and depending on what it would save the Saints, if it would save the Saints, that would be a big deal. And plus the fact that Russell Wilson's contract is so expensive compared to, I believe, Drew Brees or what Dak Prescott is asking for right now. But I would say this, I would be pulling for the Las Vegas Raiders to get the deal done, only because they have a quarterback, actually two quarterbacks, that they can trade. Obviously, you got Carr and you got Marcus Mariota. They could pick their choosing of which quarterback they prefer. If I was the Raiders, I would try to keep Marcus Mariota and trade away their Carr. But if they can't, then trade Marcus Mariota. He's on a cheaper contract, so it'd be better for the Seahawks. And in terms of that, again, like you said, it's a bigger market. Sierra would definitely love that compared to, I would say, with New Orleans or the Bears. And I mean, the Cowboys would probably be the best market, but realistically, the Cowboys don't really have a shot. They have a lot that they have to do. So I wouldn't even entertain even trying to trade any draft picks for Russell Wilson or for any player at that, because they have holes on defense to fill and they have holes on that offensive line that they have to address with a running back that everybody has question marks about. So again, my favorite, I would say, would be the Raiders, but the most logical would be the New Orleans Saints. So,
damn. So the NFC South is about to be loaded. We're gonna have Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, and Matt Ryan in the NFC South.
Stay away, please.
Watson's going,
but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
That one's still up in the air for me.
Hey, they're the one who's offering the most right now, from what I'm hearing.
I mean,
if I was bring the bank,
if I was the Texans, I would pull that trigger. But then again, they have, we talked about on one of the previous videos, we talked about Deshaun Watson being reported to, the Panthers being reported to offering 3 first-round picks and Christian McCaffrey for Deshaun Watson. One for the Texans, it's like, I see the 3 first-round picks, but Christian McCaffrey, it's like, he's an upgrade over David Johnson. It's like, I already have David Johnson. Why do I need another running back? David Johnson was productive last year. Kind of came back to life last season compared to the previous season before that. I'm not saying he's the David Johnson of old, but he became relevant again.
Healthy Christian McCaffrey is something different, though.
It's better than David Johnson. So that's an upgrade, but it's just 2 running backs. I mean, with big contracts, it's kind of tough.
I think it's just one, because unless it's Duke, because
Duke just released, but David
okay,
Johnson,
it was Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah. So I mean, with that being said, going on to the next topic,